My name's Steve. I'm a VJ, and this is Rik Emmett.
Hi.
He's a singer, songwriter, performer, guitar player. He used to be with a group called Triumph, and now he's trying a solo career. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and it's nice to be here.
It is nice to be here, isn't it?
Yes,
it
always
is.
You're always here, and I'm never here.
Yeah, I know. Where have you been? You've been away for 3 years.
I have. I've been away. That's exactly where I've been.
Away.
No, I've been playing some gigs and doing lots of different things and writing with different people and playing on other people's records and, you know, just sort of hanging out and waiting to get a record deal. Now I've got one, so now I'm here.
You know what? I was actually going to start this interview off conducting the perfect gentleman interview I prepared rather than the one I prepared for you.
Well, I can, my wife's 12 years old, is that kind of, okay, I can do that.
Well, I was going to ask them, what are your impressions of the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait? And yes, you're 12-year-old, but do you boss around your roadies?
The roadies are all 8-year-olds. Come on, you get that thing over there. Move that in.
So are you a New Kids on the Block fan, Rick?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I think they're all right.
What do you like about them?
I like all the girls that they have hanging out on the road here, waiting for them to arrive. Who go, who is this guy? No. I like them. Yeah. You know, they dance. They pretty good.
They dance.
It's very accessible entertainment.
What do? You come in here and all you want to do is talk about New Kids on the Block?
I answer the questions I'm asked.
Okay, 3 years ago you were with Triumph, and now you have Absolutely Out. Fresh on the radio, yes. Fresh in the stores.
Yes.
What has the feedback been so far about from Triumph fans? Not in the industry, just Triumph fans you know of.
So far, everything has been fantastic. The people that were concerned that when I left Triumph that, you know, I'd ruined their lives for them and sent me letters and said, how could you do this? You know, now they come and see the new band and they go, wow, you know, we're really, really happy, and why did you wait so long to do some of the things that you're doing now? So the vibe has been really, really good.
Yeah. What's the industry? And not that the industry matters at all, really. Just what is the
No, I think
business?
the industry matters a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and so far on that level, it's been fantastic. Very, very supportive, and I'm just hoping that this will then translate now to the general public as they become aware of the record, and that same kind of vibe can carry over.
Sure. So in 3 years, did you turn into like a writing nightmare? What's the word? Prolific. Were you a prolific writer over the last 3 years? How many tracks on the album? 10?
There's 11 cuts.
11 cuts.
And
so did you have like 50 to choose from, and you said?
Not really. I'd gone through a process last summer of going into the studio and recording some things for a major label thing that didn't work out. And that sort of helped us narrow at that point. And then as I went back in to do it this year on my own, I think we started with about 14 or 15 that we'd really sort of narrowed in. But I had 30 or 40 things kicking around.
We don't have a portable camera where I can go over and kill those people with a broken beer bottle, do we? No.
Which people are these?
I don't know. You have, like Pee Wee Herman in the back or something. I don't know. I hate to say it. We were talking about this before we were on the air. This is not a Triumph album. I mean, I really like it, but it's not a Triumph album. So it almost appeared to me when I was listening to it, it almost appeared like you deliberately said, "I got to make sure this doesn't sound like Triumph."
There was a little bit of that, and you know, as I said to you earlier, I'd go to a record company and say, well, what do you think? And they go, well, we really got to have that Triumph kind of thing. And then I go to the next record company and they go, we don't want any of that Triumph thing. And so then in the end I went, well, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And, you know, we'll see let the chips fall where they may.
What kind of chips would those be?
These would be your buffalo chips. These would be your large ones that you toss. No, in the end I just decided I'm going to make a record of songs that I like, and then, you know, we'll see what happens. And the whole thing about did it sound like Triumph or didn't it sound like Triumph, or was I being true to my roots, or was I breaking new ground, or, I mean, you know, a lot of times that's sort of beside the point of just sort of trying to get to the heart and soul of what you're trying to do, and just go ahead and do it, you know.
We're going to do a little music here and show you guys know what Triumph was, but just as a fresh reminder, then we can see what Rik Emmett is doing. Which one did we say we were going to play? One that Gilmore is singing lead vocals on. That's what we'll do. We'll play a Triumph video where Rick is like way in the background. This is one he didn't write, and he barely played guitar on. Sanders was playing guitar on this one.
Ooh, that one hurt. Oh, okay.
Here, how much? Play that video, would you, baby?
What are we looking at? It's a graphic. It's a beautiful graphic.
Hi, that's Rik
back.
Emmett and the rock band Triumph from, oh, how long ago now?
I think the Pleistocene era, wasn't it?
And we were reflecting on you had real good hair that day.
Hair production, yeah. Not as good as the Never Say Never video, which your other fellow didn't want to use because it was the hard lacquered boof.
It was a bouffon.
Yeah.
So are there any satanic messages in your new album? Absolutely. Any backward masking?
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's what it says. No.
Yeah.
No,
Isn't that whole thing so silly?
Pretty strange. Yeah, pretty bizarre. But you know, just goes to show you. It's always something.
What does it go to show you, Rick?
That's always something.
So it's not one thing; it's another. Okay. Absolutely new band. Oh, why don't you mention the band members?
Okay. On drums, Randy Cook.
Yep.
Bass guitar, Chris Brockway. Keyboards, Dave Kachuk. Saxophones, Colleen Allen.
Right.
And on guitar, when we go on the road, Phil Simone, and he'll probably play on the next album. I didn't use him this time around because I was basically on a large ego trip and figured I'd do everything myself.
Because, yeah, and you get more money that way, don't you?
Well, I actually saved money since I was doing the record myself. It was like, still, I can't pay you.
Okay.
I'm doing it myself.
Here's a question for you. This is going to put you on the spot. What artistic expression were you not able to fulfill in the years in Triumph and you are now as a solo artist?
Whoa.
Wait a second. Let's go back 3.5 years. Imagine me ever asking you that question. Boy.
I think that the big...
They kept me down, man.
No.
Kill them like they kept me down. I couldn't do my thing. I wanted to say certain things. They vetoed it.
Okay, do I even need to be here? You can just answer all my questions for me. Which camera are we on? No, I think that when you're in a band, it's like a democracy thing. And, you know, you sit down and you discuss things, and it comes to a vote, and I lost a lot of votes towards the end, and I was kind of thinking, no, it's time for me to turn into a tyrant.
Yeah, it's time for me to be a tyrant.
Autocratic, a dictatorship, benevolent dictatorship. So that's the big difference. It's kind of like now the bottom line for everything is me, and that takes some adjusting. You know, sometimes I go like, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to have to make all these decisions, and other times I feel really good, especially about the music, that you know, I get to have the final say. And sometimes it might say, well, that works to the detriment of your product. But, you know, I don't like to think of it as product so much. I like to think of it as music, and, you know, that's sort of where I come from. I'm a musician, I'm a guitar player, I'm a singer-songwriter, and that's the basis of the decisions now, as opposed to, is this good image, or is this good product, or, you know.
Yeah. I was just going to jump in there. You define what you are: singer-songwriter, singer-songwriter, guitar player. Am I wrong by saying there's a whole bunch of different guitar styles on this album? The reason I'm pointing over there is because that's where I listened to. It's not that Rick's career is over there or something. Nobody understands. Why is he pointing over that way?
If it is, I'm in trouble, because that's the DJ desk over there. It looks like the Third World War.
Should be thrown on it and blown up. But there's a lot of different guitar. There's not a lot of that. When Guitar Player magazine said that you were one of the best guitar players in the world, they did, and they have.
Yes.
And, you know, and I know you're very humble about it, but you are. I mean, they're not wrong. It's a reader's poll, and it's happened too many times. You'd expect that kind of thing, and there's not that much of it.
Well, I intentionally, I didn't want to make a record like Steve Vai or Joe Satriani make at this point. And the reason is because I am a singer-songwriter,
right.
And that was the focus. I wanted to make that transition. You know, I think the guitar player thing comes up in the music almost inevitably just because of who I am and my history, so it keeps creeping in there. I mean, I am a guitar player, I'm not a keyboard player, and I'm not a flute player, you know, so that what makes its way into the songs. But I wanted to focus more on making the transition, especially for the public too, so that they would think, okay, he's not this guitar slinger so much, he's actually a singer-songwriter guy. We should sort of be looking at him on that level. So, you know, polls and things and hot guitar players and stuff, it's never really been something that consumed me, you know. And at this point in my life, I didn't want to make a guitar record. I would like to make one, but I kind of think that's maybe 2 or 3 albums away, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So the tour is going to take you where? I mean, I know this weekend you're playing at Street Sounds 90 on Sunday. Are you playing? Or Monday?
Saturday night. We're closing out on Saturday night.
All right, and that's at Bradley Park Cayuga, not at Mosport Park.
That's right.
And other dates? People should...
Well, we're down at Ontario Place tonight,
right.
and we'll be playing in between the screaming from across the way in CNE. Like whenever they take a break between songs, we'll play something. And then we're sort of just going to hang and float for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then start touring in earnest, sort of.
Right.
In earnest. That's a country that's
just got invaded by Kuwait.
Probably around the end of August, and then into the fall.
Okay.
And do that sort of thing. So.
Great. Thank you so much again. It's always a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, and I understand Misty's in this video.
Misty's in this video.
Okay.
Yes.
I have no idea what that means. I was told to say Misty is in this video.
Play Misty for us.
We're going to play Misty. What is this video, by the way?
Big Lie.
Right.
Big Lie.
Here's Big Lie from Absolutely. Rik Emmett, solo. Here on MuchMusic.
Pick up my guitar.